Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name is Christina and I like to colour. Today I just want to do a quick tutorial on how to colour fire. I'm using Caran D'ache Luminance just for something different. I thought I would steer away from the Prismacolors, mainly because these guys like to stay sharp, the Prismacolors don't. So what is this? This is lemon yellow. These are really hard to read. So I'm going to do a base layer of lemon yellow over the whole thing, just because, well, it's the lightest colour. So with a lot of things in coloured pencil, you want to start with the lightest colour. I go for a walk every morning, and it's a large footpath, but there's a lot of overgrown trees that hang across it, and it's a path that the kids take to school, and so they're riding their e-scooters and their bikes and, you know, all things like that. And on the side that I walk now in Australia, we are supposed to walk on the left hand side, so I do, but there's overhanging trees, and it's been years and I'm sick and tired of having to walk around the overhanging trees and then almost get sideswiped by an e-scooter. So today I went on a little bit of a rampage and was snapping all the council trees, just breaking them, breaking the branches, not the actual trees. Sick of them hanging over the path. I know I sound like a crazy loony, but sick and tired of almost getting sideswiped. The Caran D'ache Luminance is actually a really nice pencil. I do like them. I have 2 sets of them, and I've just been wary about using them because they're so expensive and because well, I only have 2 sets. And it is, I don't know, I think it's the end of May. I don't know what the date is, probably about the 26th. I don't know, it's Monday, I know that. We are almost in winter and I'm sweating. Probably because I got so angry at those trees. I got angry at a kid yesterday too. He was a teenager, but he was bullying another kid. He was pushing him, he was kicking him, he was ripping his clothes, he was throwing him on the ground, and this kid was, so it was a teenager, and the kid he was bullying was probably about 10, 9 at the most, and he ran away with a ripped shirt, a little kid, and so I stood there for a minute, and then I thought, screw it, and I went over and abused the teenager. Called him all sorts of friendly names. There's no need. If you're having a fight, you're having a fight. That's fair enough. But fight someone that's the same size as you or the same ability as you. I don't usually interfere, but I don't know, I've been angry the past few days. Angry. Don't press too hard when you're doing this either. Because you don't want to cover all of your, well, you don't want to, I can't think of the word, burnish. You don't want to burnish your paper just yet. Sometimes I have trouble following the lines, like where they're going. There's so many that sometimes I get lost. Like when I was doing the Kerby Rosanes, the house, the witch's house, I had trouble following the gingerbread lines. I had to keep stopping and looking and changing and guessing and doesn't need to be perfect because I'm going to go over it again, as well, you all know I like to do. So this one is alizarin crimson, or crimson alizarin, and you want it nice and sharp. I got this, it's a Caran D'ache pencil sharpener, and it sharpens them really well, like really well, but unfortunately it's not like this one and has a thingy, so you have to have a little container on your desk, otherwise you're just going to drop shavings everywhere. I'm going to go around the outside and the darker areas with the red, because my husband gave me a lesson in fire. It can be blue, which is more gas, so this one isn't gas, he's just on fire. Oh, I forgot that bit. And then you got the lighter, and then it goes darker as it's getting out. So that's what I'm going to do. And so now I'm going to go through with the alizarin crimson. And just, it's going to take a while. Well, not like a while, but a while. I am going outside the lines on this one. Doing really well. Just going to do lightly on these shadow areas here, because I am going to go over them with orange as well. But I want these areas darker. And you're probably going to hear a lot of birds because it's morning and they're out and frolicking everywhere. Birds everywhere. This may not be like completely accurate or how a fire looks, but you know, I don't care. It's my fire. It's my fire. If I want to do it purple, I'll do it purple. Should be interesting, purple fire. I've seen blue fires done and green fires, and obviously not in real life, but yeah. So June is my birthday month, the very last day of June. My husband's too. He's a couple days before me. Of course, he has to be before me. And so we're going to Brisbane, which is only a couple of hours away, for a couple of days, mainly because I have to go see what I call a tongue doctor, maxillofacial something. Anyway, I have another lump on my tongue and it has to be cut off. There. The last one wasn't cancer, and I don't know why. I don't smoke. I don't know why. But it is what it is. But I tell you, I've had 5 cesareans. Now, if you gave me the choice of a cesarean or getting my tongue cut, I would choose a cesarean, because the last time I had my tongue cut, oh, nope. And I was supposed to get it cut in December, and I said no, I just didn't want it then. So now, the day after my birthday, I have to get it cut. Yay. So I'm not going to use blue on this one because in my mind there's no gas. Maybe she's throwing lighter fluid everywhere, I don't know. but in my mind I don't think there's gas. And I am not doing very well with this point. Oh. Make a mistake, make it look like it was meant to be there. What did Bob Ross say? Happy accidents? And you think I'm shocked the way I'm doing this? Oh, wow. No, it's got to be this pencil. I'm not usually this bad. I don't think the pencil's sharpened straight. That's my reasoning. I'm sticking with it. Now, I guess if you wanted to make this any other colour, you just follow the same basic concept really. You'd so if you're doing pink fire, you'd use the lightest pink, and then you'd get maybe a red or something and go over the darker bits. And oh wow, here I was showing off that I was using my Caran D'ache and not my Prismacolor, and I'm just messing it up. I haven't used the Caran D'ache that much really, because, well, mainly because I don't have a whole lot of them. Jeez. And because I wasn't 100% on their colours, they didn't seem too vibrant to me, but now I'm using them, they actually seem quite good. Don't judge things before you've tried them, Christina. So I know I've said it before, while I'm colouring I usually listen to like either court trials going on in America, or because Australia doesn't really share anything that happens in trials. So I watch all of them, and I've been listening to phone calls from prison. And yeah, it's like when I was younger I used to watch Jerry Springer for lunch. I used to have my lunch and watch my trashy Jerry Springer. And so I listen to these phone calls from prison, and that's my trashy Jerry Springer. It's just amazing the things people say on a recorded phone line. It's fascinating. And so my world is walking, getting angry at trees, and colouring and listening to crime. Very small world. Oh, and complaining that I have to get my tongue cut, and headbutting the camera. It is difficult for me to colour and talk at the same time, and be wary of the camera, because the camera is right where I want to put my head to get closer to see what I'm doing, and I do that, and then I headbutt the camera. First world problems. But damn it, it's my first world problem. Now I will say I'm not usually that bad with going outside the lines, but luckily it's fire, so fire is, whatever the word is, different. Oh, so, I can't think. dynamic. Fire is dynamic. So this one is Cornelian, which is a really weird name, I thought when I first looked at it. But it's actually a deep orange. You could get these colours with well, maybe not these exact colours, but you could definitely do this with Prismacolor. I'll probably start with either the canary yellow or maybe even a yellow chartreuse, and then get a deep red, maybe the scarlet, the scarlet lake, and then some oranges. So what I'm doing here is I'm not colouring the whole bit of this orange. I'm just trying to go over the red and do another line next to it. And I am, what's the word? I don't know, I jump from place to place because I get bored with the spot that I'm doing, and so I have to jump to another place. So that's what I do. I can't just go boop, 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 boop. I jump. So I'm going over that and adding another line of orange. Let's see if I can stay in the lines of this one. Because you want just a little bit of yellow, not a lot, just a little bit. My mother is on another cruise at the moment. I don't know where this one's gone. She's gone to so many places. Sometimes she doesn't even get off the ship. She just goes for the sake of going on the cruise. So she doesn't care about where the destination is. She just goes for the cruise, for the food, for the ambiance. It's not for me. I tried it, didn't like it. It's not for me. Nothing wrong with it. It's just, I'm not that type of person. These must be like wider than Prismacolors. Either I'm just having a really, really rough morning. So I do want to eventually get rid of most of this yellow. It's just right now I'm just going to get the beginning bits of the orange in, because I have another orange to do, and then I'll go over it again with the yellow, the yellow, and then I'll do another layer like I always do. I like layers. You could probably just get away with the one layer, but I don't. When I go through with the yellow going over it, it's also going to smudge the orange around. Hopefully. That's the plan. Blend, not smudge. Blend. Use technical terms. Sound smart. I wasn't actually going to do another... That is annoying me. Now it's stuck. I wasn't actually going to do another Kerby Rosanes picture. I was going to do a Joanna Basford picture, but last week I did two pictures. So I did a Clara Markova picture, and I did the one in here, I think, Hansel and Gretel. I don't know, I did something in here, and I got really upset. The Clara Markova one that I did, wasn't happy with it, so I haven't shown it. it's not perfect, yada yada. And so I was going to go on to Joanna Basford, but I couldn't feel, I had to want to do it, and I didn't want to do Joanna Basford. And so I figured I had to do a picture for myself that I wanted to do, and I saw her and I thought, yeah, I want to do her. Because I like the fire, I like her face, I like her armoured. The candles are going to be tedious. I get bored with, you know, things like that. So I'm not adding a whole lot of orange just yet. So I tend to err on the side of caution. I don't want to go in and add a whole lot and then have to either try and fix it up or erase it or get angry and storm out of the room. I don't do that. I get angry and go for a walk. And then I snap branches. There's actually this beautiful little, he's not so little, he's actually like, he's over 1 meter long. I see him whenever it's sunny and it's been cool and he's out on the footpath and he's laying there and he's just warming himself up, and normally his belly would be, you know, like that, like a normal belly, but when he's laying down on the concrete he's like a dinner plate, and I stop every time I see him and he lets me get close and I take a photo of him and I say, hi, how you doing? And I think my husband said he's a bearded dragon, but he's cute. And I don't bother him. He knows I just stand there and take a photo and then go. Well, I hope he knows that, because he doesn't run away. He runs away from other people, but he doesn't run away from me. So I want a little bit of light orange here because it's too yellow, but I don't want to add a whole lot right now. So when I blend the yellow back in, I'll see how much more I need to add. And I'm just going to go through and add a couple of just little squiggles here and there so that when I do blend it, the orange shows up. But you can see here it's too yellow. But I still have another orange to add, so I shall add that orange. What's this one? Oh, orange. So this one is lighter than the orange I just did, so it's going to go on the inside of the orange that I just did, and also over the orange and red. Not a lot. You don't want to completely cover the yellow, but you also don't need a whole lot of yellow. I'm not really following anything specific here. I'm just looking at where I think it needs this extra little bit of orange, and I'm just adding it. So we've lost some of the darkness of the shadows, so that will have to be, and we'll lose more when we go over it with the yellow, so that will have to be fixed up. It's just a constant battle. Why do so many layers? Because I want to. I've been waiting to do an order from this shop that I have some credits with, and been waiting for them to get Prismacolors in. They haven't had them in for, well, when I went away, they in April, they didn't have them. And so I eventually, like a month ago, or a few weeks ago, asked them when they're getting them in, and they're like, we don't know. I check every day, and they don't have them in. Like, why wouldn't you have in the most popular colouring pencils? And it's not like a small art shop, it's a big art shop in Australia here. See, it's getting more orange. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not being perfect with this one. This one is just more for adding the shade of orange. Colour, shade. Always get confused. What's shade? Darker version. So now I'm probably going to lose some of the definition that we've done on this when go over with the lemon yellow again. But it's blending the colours, so it's making it less yellow in some spots. Haven't figured out what colour I'm going to do his hair yet. It took me all day yesterday of just thinking and sitting. So thinking about what to do. I thought black. No, it didn't work. Fiery orange, all these different colours, and I was getting really irritated, frustrated. Frustrated is the word I'm looking for. And I think I finally figured out what I want to do. It's just backgrounds. They make the picture, they really do, but they're just so hard on some pictures. You just don't know what you want to do, or don't know what is best to do, or what is going to look good, or yeah, it's just really difficult. I'm not doing circular lines here, I'm going straight up and down. I usually do circular lines, but there's no need to on this one because it's fire, so I'm following the way the fire is going. Did I say circular lines? I think I did. Circular circles. Round circles. See how it's starting to look like fire? Hopefully anyway. So I'm just going to go over and do the exact same again, and then it should be done. So alizarin crimson. Just headbutted the camera, and I'm using a little bit heavier pressure now. I'm going to try and stay in the lines because for some reason I can't today. Oh, wow. Fire. It spreads. It's dynamic. It goes outside the lines. I meant to do that. It's got to be this pencil. It's not the artist, it's the tool. See how it's now starting to look hot? Well, it is to me anyway. I hate being able to see these lines. It really is frustrating, but with this paper, with certain colours, you just can't go over it, you just can't hide it, so you just got to deal with it. My dogs are sitting out the back waiting for me to take them for their walk. One of them, the male, Loki, he just sits at the door, his head on the door, just sits there and just watches me. And now the exact same thing again with the cornelian. Shouldn't take as long this time because the colour's already there. But you just want to have the darkness and the lightness. Keep forgetting this little one out here, looks like Tasmania. Everybody forgets Tasmania. No offense. I know I do. Whenever I was at school, I had to say the states of Australia. I'd always forget Tasmania. I'm not being specific or perfectionist here. I just want to get some of that orange in there again. But don't rush it or be messy or anything. you see any white on the page that you haven't coloured over, try and get it with this orange. And the orange again, only little bits here and there. Just where you think it needs it. If it's looking too yellow, because you want some yellow, but not a lot of yellow. And I'm actually going to make it darker again with the alizarin crimson. And I'll just lightly go over a couple of areas. I don't want to go over the dark because then I'll have to go over the dark again. So I'm just going over the bits that I want yellow. So there you have just a quick fire with Caran D'ache Luminance. I will probably, when the camera's off, I will probably go over it again like I usually do. The exact same colours, just going over it because I just do. But anyway, I hope you enjoy, and I'm going to finish the rest of this page and load it as a colour along with me. So thank you and see you later.